good.
By the first baseman, Jeanette will dive, the throw, safe the call at first, run scores, Reds take a 1-0 lead. There goes Phillips hustling over to third, no time had been called. Jimmy Nelson and the first baseman Adam Lind were talking with the first base umpire over there, Toby Basner, and Phillips, aware of that, hustles over to third base. The Brewers will take a look at this. Craig Counsell on the top step of the dugout.
Well, interesting play right here, because the mix-up was after Jeanette makes a nice play, who's he going to throw to? And it was nearly obstruction on the part of the pitcher, Jimmy Nelson. It happened after the play was already made, and they're taking a look at it. We're taking a look at it. As after the bag, there's no obstruction because Bruce is not going to second base. So Toby Basner, the first base umpire, signals safe. I'm not sure how he was able to figure out whether there was anybody's foot near the base bag.
Craig Counsell and Mike Guerrero, he's their first base coach, over there on the steps of the dugout, talking to their video person in the clubhouse as to yay or nay. Do we or do we not challenge? He's going to come out.
Yeah, they're going to ask for a challenge on that. The guy on the horn in the dugout is Jerry Narron. I'm not sure who their video man is, but he took a quick look at it, and it was an odd play. You know where you often see the obstruction play is when a pitcher is covering in the same situation like that, but you actually run into the runner before he gets to the bag. If that had been the case, it would have been obstruction, and then Jay Bruce would have been awarded first base because it would have been a type A obstruction. But it was after the base. Already the play had committed, so all we determine now is whether the ball was there in time and the foot on the bag and out or safe.
So we get Jerry Davis, who's the crew chief, and we get Toby Basner, the first base umpire who made the call, over there checking it out with New York. Right from that angle, you can't tell really.
I'll tell you, you could almost still, if you're Brian Price, ask for an obstruction call on Jay Bruce, because it looked like he had to slow down before he got to the base by colliding with the pitcher. You can only protect one player on a field like that as far as making the play on the runner. So you can't protect both the pitcher and the first baseman. One guy can start interference for the next. It'll be interesting the way that they sort this one out.
If they overturn that call, could he then come out and argue that it was obstruction?
I don't know if that's a reviewable call or not, but it's certainly worth a shot. If you're Brian Price, it means a run, because if the out is recorded at first base, the inning is over.
The reviewable plays list that we are given does not list obstruction on there, but I'm just wondering if Brian Price, after this call, if it goes against the Reds, could then come out and say, wasn't that obstruction?
And then he could ask the umpires to convene.
Correct.
And one of the umpires would say, all right, did anybody see anything else? So
if the call stands, the Reds have taken a 1-0 lead. If the call is overturned, the inning would be over, and then we'll wait and see if Brian decides to come out and ask for a possible obstruction call. Because I could see what you were talking about with Bruce approaching first base there. It looked like he did slow down a little bit. So while all this is going on, Jimmy Nelson warming up out on the mound. Looks like they're ready. So the call stands, safe at first base. Give Bruce a hit and a run batted in, and a 1-0 Reds lead.